السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. معكم مرة ثانية مستر عمرو جمال. طبعا I'm sorry والله، بس الفيديو اللي فات للأسف الستورج يعني كانت خلصت. أنا كنت شرحت موك 3 بس هشرحه تاني لأنه طبعا ما ظهرش في الفيديو الأولاني. طبعا أنا تاني إن الفيديو خاص بطلاب الكفاح جريد 5 international section. So let's start. Okay, we're gonna explain the most skills. It will be in the final test inshallah tomorrow. So you should see this video carefully and solve mock 1, 2 and 3. It's enough for the next exam inshallah. So you must solve mock 1 and 2 and 3 only. If you want more, you can solve the final revision worksheet if you have a time. But mock 1, 2, 3, it will be enough for the final test inshallah. So let's start in mock test 3. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First, we have here in question number 1, he told me what is the value of 45 multiplied 10 to the power of 3. So how we can solve it? It's so easy question. So 45 multiplied 10 to the power of 3, it means we have 3 zeros. So it means 45 multiplied 1000 will be 45,000, 45 and 3 zeros. Now we need to solve 323 multiplied by 3. 323 multiplied by 3. We can make it 323 multiplied by 3. So we'll take 3, multiply all the digits, and we start from the right. So 3 multiplied 3 will be 9, and 3 multiplied 2 will be 6. 3 multiplied 3 will be 9 again. So the answer will be 969. Now you must read carefully each word in the test. You must read it, okay? Here, if you didn't read, estimate the difference and you solve it, it will be wrong. So you have a lot of time. You can read it again and again and again. So here he told me estimate the difference. Estimate the difference. And how we can estimate it? Of course, 10.1 will be, of course, 10 minus 2.8, of course, will be 3. Now 10 minus 3 will be 7. Okay, now we here, what is the product of 0.32 multiplied by 10? And I told you before, if we have a decimal and we need to multiply it by 10 or 100 or 1000, we should move the point to the right. Move the point to the right according to the number of zeros. And we have here 10 contains only 1 0. So you should move it only 1 digit. So move it 1. So it will be 3.2. 3.2. Now here, the next question, he told me estimate again, estimate the product. And we have here 6.8, of course, will be 7. 7 will be 7 as it is. So 7 multiply 7 will be, of course, 49. 49. Now, he told me a stack of sheets of paper is 4.2 high. Each sheet is 0.7 inch thick. How many sheets? How many sheets? So we need to divide. It will be 4.2 divided by 0.7. How we can make it? Of course, I told you before, we cannot divide by a decimal. We cannot divide by a decimal. So how we can make it? We should move the decimal point to the right. We will move it here 1 digit, and we'll move it here 1 digit. So it will be 42 divided by 7 equals 6. So the answer will be 6. Now he told me Leon wrote the product below without a decimal point. We need to just put the decimal point. Here 5.21 multiplied by 3 will be 1563. But we have here how many digits in the decimal part? Of course, here there is no decimal. Here there is a decimal with 2 digits. So after 2 digits from the right, 1, 2, both the decimal point. So the answer will be 15.63. Again, another estimation. Estimate the product. How we can estimate it again? Of course, 10.1 will be 10 times 4.2 will be 4. So 10 multiplied 4 is 40. Okay, this is the first page. We're going to the next page. Second page here, we have what? Bismillah. What is the value of 5 multiplied 10 to the power of 4? The same question as the first question number 1. So 10 to the power of 4, it means we have 4 zeros. So 5 and 4 zeros will be 50,000. And which decimal represent 2 and 30? Where is 2? We write 2. And I told you before, word and, it means the decimal point. 31. So it will be 2.31, it will be B. We need to round 23.8 to the nearest whole number. So 23.8, where is the whole number? 3, before it 8. It is rich or poor? Of course it's rich. So 23 will gonna be 24. Now we need to compare 2.50 and 2.25. So which one is greater? Of course, we have here the same number of digits in the decimal parts. Here 25, here 50. So which one is greater? Of course, 50. So the answer will be D. Now, we need to estimate. Be careful. I told you, be careful with the words. You should read each word. So estimate the sum. 51, I'm sorry, it's my mistake. This number, it was 15.9, not 51, okay? So 15.9, when I round it, it will be, of course, 16. And here 4.2 will be 4. So 16 plus 4 will be 20, okay? So the answer will be 20. I'm sorry, this number, not 51, it's 15, okay? I have here two mistakes in this test. Here, the average speed of a garden snail is 0.9. We need to write 0.9 as a fraction. So how we can write it? Of course, we will write the number over 10 or 100 or 1000. But how we can know it's 10 or 100 or 1000? By the number of digits in the decimal part. Here the decimal part contains only one digit, so we have 1 0, and 1 0 it means over 10. So it will be 9 over 10. Now, what is the common denominator? What is the common denominator? What means common denominator? Of course, before we add or subtract, we must have common denominator or same denominator to add or subtract. But here we don't have common denominator. So we need to find it first. Now, is 5 can be 7? Again, when we search for a common denominator, we ask ourselves, is the smallest denominator, here we have 5 and 7, the smallest one is 5, can be the greatest denominator? Is 5 can be 7? Is 7 multiple of 5? Of course not. So what we can do? We will make cross multiplication, and the first step in cross multiplication, we will multiply. 5 multiply 7 will be, excellent, 35. Now we need to estimate the product of 68 multiplied by 31. 68, we know it will be 70. Multiply 31 will be 30. Most of the students make it 210, and it's wrong. Why? Because you have 2 zeros. 2 zeros. You will write the 2 zeros first. And then 7 multiplied by 3 will be, excellent, 21. So the answer will be 2100. Okay, please be careful. Be careful with your answers. Now we're going to the third page. Bismillah. Here he told me solve 3 over 5 plus 7 over 10. I told you before, to add or subtract, we must have same denominator or common denominator. Now we will ask ourselves, is the smallest denominator can be the greatest denominator? Or the greatest denominator is a multiple for the smallest denominator? How? We have here 5 and 10. Is 5 can be 10? Yes, if we multiply it by 2. And then we multiply it up and down. So 3 multiplied 2 will gonna be 6. 5 multiplied 2 will gonna be 10. Now we have common denominator because 10 and 10. So here we write 10. Now 6 and 7 will be 13. We have here solve 3 over 5 plus 7 over 10. And I told you before, we must have same denominators. 5 can be 10, yes. So 5 multiplied 2 will be 10. 3 multiplied 2 will be 6. So when we add it, will be 6 plus 7, 13 over 10. Now the next question, he told me the length of 3 ants were measured in a laboratory. The lengths were 0.613, 0.701, and 0.590. He need to know which ant was the longest and which ant was the shortest. I need to know which one is the longest one. We have here 590, 613, and 701. Of course, the longest one, of course, will be 701. So it will be 0.701 thousandths. The shortest one will be, of course, 0.590. Okay. Now here we need to solve two decimals, 0.37 plus 0.39. How we can make it? Of course, we will just add 7 and 9 will be 16, 6 carry up 1 and 3 is 4, 4 and 3 will be 7, and we have the decimal point, don't forget it. Okay, now we have to solve subtracting mixed numbers, and in mixed numbers I told you before, whole with whole, fraction with fraction, whole with whole, fraction with fraction. Now we have here 7 minus 2 will be, of course, will be 5. Now the fractions, the denominators are 2 and 6. Is 2 can be 6? Yes, if we multiply it by 3. So we need to multiply it up and down. So 2 multiplied 3 will be 6. 1 multiplied 3 will be 3. Now 5 minus 3 is 2, and the denominator does not change. Now he told me in a school there are 42 classrooms, there are 37 students in each classroom. Now we need to know how many students are there in all. All of them together will be how many? So it will be multiplication. So we have here 42 multiplied by 37. And of course, when we multiply, it will be so easy. So 7 multiplied 2 will be 14. 4 carry up 1. 7 multiplied 4 will be 28. 28 and 1 will be 29. Plus, and don't forget to put the turtle egg. Don't forget to put the 0. It's very important. So 3 multiplied 2 will be 6, and 3 multiplied 4 will be 12. And when we add them, 4 and 0 will be 4. 9 and 6 will be 15. 5 carry up 1. 5 again and 1. So it will be 1554. Again, with the same idea, subtracting mixed numbers. Whole with whole, fraction with fraction. So 6 minus 4 will be 2. The denominators are 3 and 6. Is 3 can be 6? Yes. So we multiply it by 2 up and down. The numerator will be 4 and the denominator will be 6. Now we can subtract. 4 minus 2 will be 2, and the denominator will be 6. Now find the difference with the same idea. The denominators must be the same. So is 2 can be 4? Yes, we multiply it by 2. So 2 multiplied 2 will be 4. 1 multiplied 2 will be 2. 3 minus 2 will be 1, and the denominator will be 4. Now find the product. 11 multiplied 7. So easy, will be 77. And you have 2 decimals, so after 2 digits, put the decimal point. So it will be 0.77. Now the last page in mock 3, we have here 840 divided by 24. How we can make it? Long division. 840 divided by 24. Now we will take 84 in table 24. Multiples of 24 are 24, 48, 72, 72. The next one will be 90, 96. So 96 is more than 84. So we'll take 72. We write here 72. And the third one, 1, 2, 3, we will write it up. Now when we subtract, 4 minus 2 is 2, sorry, not 1. 8 minus 7 will be 1. And we bring down the 0. Now 120, we will find it the next one. It's here 120, and here this is 5. So the answer will be 35. Now what is the quotient of 27.8 divided by 10 to the power of 2? To divide, move the decimal point to the left according to the number of zeros. Okay? To divide, move the decimal point to the left according to the number of zeros. And of course 10 to the power of 2, it's 2 zeros. So take this point, move it 1, 2. The decimal point will be here. So the number will be 0.278. Someone, he will ask me from where we get this 0. Hey, if we have a decimal point in the start, we should write 0 before it. Okay? Now, Solve adding mixed numbers. Whole with whole, fraction with fraction again. 3 and 1 will be 4. The denominators are 2 and 6. Is 2 can be 6? Yes, so 2 multiply 2 will be 2 multiply 3, I'm sorry, 6. 1 multiply 3 will be 3. So 1 plus 3 is 4 and the denominator is 6. Now subtracting mixed number again, whole with whole, fraction with fraction. 5 minus 2 will be 3. Now is 2 can be 4? Yes, if we multiply it by 2. So 2 multiply 2 will be 4. 1 multiply 2 will be 2. 3 minus 2 will be 1 over 4. Now divide. I told you before, we cannot divide by a decimal. So we will move the decimal point 1 digit to the right. To the right. The question will be 9 divided by 3. 9 divided 3 equal 3. Now a scientist has a bottle with 16.4 milliliter of a solution. If he divides it equally into 2 test tubes, how much solution in each test tube? Here you can solve it with long division, but I prefer we solve it with short division. How? Here we have here 16.4. I will take 16 and take 4. First, 16 divided by 2, 8. Excellent. And then the decimal point, we write it. 4 divided by 2 will be excellent too. So the answer is 8.2. And if you want to solve it with a long division, no problem. Here 16.4 divided by 2. The decimal point here, we write it up. We will take 16, we'll find it with 8 minus 0. We bring down 4 with 2, the same idea. And the same answer, 8.2. Now, to multiply, move the point to the right according to the number of zeros. Okay, we'll move it to the right, not to the left. Here, we have here only 1 0, so move it 1 digit. It will be 31.6. And the last one, I'm sorry, we have here a mistake. This is 54, 5,400. Yes, 5,400. So we cancel 1 0. And then 54 divided by 9. 54 divided 9 will be 6. And we have 1 0, so it will be 60. Okay? Now, thank you for this great trimester or term. I told you before, solve mock 1, 2, 3, see the videos, solve it again, and take a rest, come to the test, take a rest, come to the test, and it will be so easy inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.